Welcome back to Between the Dice. Today's video will focus on the journey taken by a literary character as portrayed in a trilogy of movies, and I will apply experience points to this character based on their encounters within the movies. By the end of the trilogy, I will add up the experience points to see what level they would be using Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules. So finish your second breakfast, grab your walking stick, and join me on this journey that begins in a hole in the ground. In the quiet, rolling hills of the Shire, no one could have guessed that the unassuming hobbit Bilbo Baggins would one day embark on an adventure that would shape the fate of Middle-earth. But as we know, Gandalf the Grey had a different plan, one that would transform this simple hobbit into a cunning rogue, navigating treacherous terrains and outwitting foes far larger and more dangerous than himself. Today we'll follow Bilbo's journey from the Shire to the Lonely Mountain and back again, not just as a burglar, but as a rogue in Dungeons & Dragons 5e. We'll track his progress, calculate his experience points from each critical encounter, and determine just how powerful Bilbo would be by the end of his epic quest. Our journey begins, appropriately, with an unexpected journey. Bilbo, pulled from the comfort of his home, finds himself on the road with 13 dwarves and a wizard, but it's not long before his mettle is tested. One of Bilbo's first true challenges comes when he encounters 3 trolls deep in the wilderness. Unlike the battle-hardened dwarves, Bilbo's strengths lie not in brawn, but in his quick thinking and nimble mind. As the trolls bicker over how to cook their newly captured meal, Bilbo sneaks and stalls, buying precious time for Gandalf to arrive. In D&D terms, this is a classic rogue maneuver, distracting and deceiving the enemy rather than confronting them head-on. For this, we'll award Bilbo 700 XP. But the road to adventure is fraught with danger. Soon after, Bilbo and the company are chased by orcs and wargs, narrowly escaping to the safety of Rivendell. Although Bilbo isn't the one leading the charge here, his survival through these harrowing moments earns him another 300 XP. Next, we find Bilbo and the dwarves caught in the midst of a storm giant battle, a clash of titans that dwarfs the party in every sense. Though Bilbo's role here is more about enduring than acting, surviving such a catastrophic event in the wilds of Middle-earth is no small feat. Bilbo earns 100 XP for weathering the storm. As the company delves deeper into the misty mountains, they fall into the clutches of goblins. Separated from the others, Bilbo finds himself alone in the dark, an outsider in a perilous world. Yet it is here, in the shadowy tunnels, that Bilbo begins to truly embrace the skills of a rogue. Using stealth and cunning, he manages to evade capture and escapes from the goblin tunnels. For his quick thinking and resourcefulness, we grant Bilbo 450 XP. And then, deep within the heart of the mountain, Bilbo encounters one of the most formidable and tragic figures of Middle-earth, Gollum. In a game of riddles where the stakes are life and death, Bilbo uses his wit to outsmart the creature and secure his escape. But this is more than just a test of intellect. It's a pivotal moment that shapes Bilbo's destiny. For overcoming Gollum and obtaining the One Ring, Bilbo earns 900 XP. As the journey continues, Bilbo finds himself standing against Azog, the fearsome pale orc, to defend Thorin Oakenshield. Though no warrior, Bilbo's courage shines through, proving that even the smallest among us can make a difference. For his bravery, Bilbo earns 600 XP. And so, at the end of an unexpected journey, Bilbo has grown in more ways than one. His total experience earned so far, 3,050 XP. He is now a 4th level rogue and well on his way to 5th level, not bad for a hobbit who had never left the Shire. As the company presses on, the dangers only increase, and Bilbo's role as the group's rogue becomes even more pronounced in the desolation of Smaug. Here we see Bilbo stepping into the shadows, using his cunning to overcome obstacles that would stump even the bravest of warriors. In the dark and twisted woods of Mirkwood, Bilbo faces his next great challenge. When the company is captured by giant spiders, it's Bilbo who steps up, sword in hand, to fight for their lives. Using the power of the ring and his own bravery, he slays the spiders and frees the dwarves. This heroic act is worth a significant 1200 XP. But the dangers of Mirkwood are far from over. Captured once again, this time by elves, Bilbo must use all his cunning to sneak into the woodland realm, steal the jail keys, and orchestrate the escape of his companions. These actions, emblematic of a rogue's skill set, earn him another 1000 XP. Escaping from the elves leads directly into another perilous situation, the barrel escape down the raging river. Orcs attack, turning what should be a quick getaway into a chaotic battle. Amidst the flying arrows and crashing water, Bilbo holds his own, contributing to the company's survival. For his part in this daring escape, we award him 800 XP. Finally, the company reaches the Lonely Mountain, but entering its vast halls is no easy feat. It's Bilbo who finds the secret entrance and the hidden keyhole to unlock the door, fulfilling his role as the party's burglar. For this act of discovery and determination, Bilbo earns 500 XP. Inside the mountain, Bilbo faces perhaps his greatest challenge yet, a one-on-one encounter with the dragon Smaug. Armed with nothing but his wits and his newfound courage, Bilbo manages to engage Smaug in a tense game of words, all while searching for the Arkenstone. For surviving this deadly encounter and securing the Arkenstone, Bilbo is awarded 2000 XP. And as the dwarves attempt to fight Smaug, Bilbo once again proves his worth by coordinating their efforts in sneaking through the halls of Erebor, assisting in the battle in the Great Forges, and facing Smaug directly to engage him in one last conversation. Although the dragon ultimately escapes to wreak havoc on Lake Town, Bilbo's quick thinking earns him another 1000 XP. By the end of the Desolation of Smaug, Bilbo has accumulated an impressive 6500 XP, bringing his total experience to 9550 XP. The hobbit who once feared leaving his doorstep is now a seasoned rogue, well on his way to mastering his craft. At last, we arrive at the Battle of Five Armies, where the stakes are higher than ever and the fate of Middle-earth hangs in the balance. Here, Bilbo must use every skill he has learned to survive the chaos of war. As tensions mount between the armies outside Erebor, Bilbo makes a bold decision. Under the cover of darkness, he sneaks out of the Lonely Mountain with the Arkenstone, hoping to prevent bloodshed by offering it to Bard of Lake Town and Thranduil, King of the Woodland Realm. This act of stealth and diplomacy earns him 1200 XP. But peace is not to be, and soon the armies clash in a brutal battle. In the midst of the chaos, Bilbo sneaks through the battle on his way to Ravenhill to warn Thorin and the others of the ambush Azog the Pale Orc has planned for them. His bravery in the face of overwhelming odds and his role in the battle earns him 1500 XP. Tragically, Bilbo is knocked unconscious by Bolg, son of Azog, before he can witness the final moments of the battle. However, his presence and actions throughout the battle earn him another 1500 XP. In a poignant moment, Bilbo is there with Thorin at the end, witnessing Thorin's redemption and renewal of friendship before his death. This emotional and narrative-heavy moment might not be worth XP traditionally, but will add 500 XP for the depth of character development and story resolution. And finally, Bilbo returns to the Shire, where he finds his home and his silverware under threat from Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Although this encounter is more comical than heroic, it's a reminder that even after all his adventures, Bilbo is still the same hobbit at heart. For this, we'll add a modest 100 XP. By the end of the Battle of Five Armies, Bilbo has earned an additional 4,800 XP, bringing his grand total to 14,350 XP. With 14,350 XP under his belt, Bilbo Baggins would have reached level 6 as a rogue by the time he returned to the Shire. From a reluctant adventurer to a cunning and brave rogue, Bilbo's journey is a testament to the power of courage, wit, and the belief that even the smallest person can change the course of the future. Thank you for joining me on this adventure through Middle-earth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below on what character or story we should explore next.